General Hospital will reveal the 62nd anniversary celebration of General Hospital took place in an atmosphere of solemnity, emotion, and immense pride, reflecting the deep-rooted history and humanitarian spirit of a place that has served as a second home for generations of medical professionals and patients alike. The event was held in the newly constructed campus of the state-of-the-art Cardiology Center, named after Dr. Monica, a pivotal figure in the legacy of the hospital. The naming of the center was more than just a tribute, it was a powerful symbol of her lifelong dedication, sacrifice, and compassion for the people of Port Charles. From early morning, hundreds gathered to witness the historic event. Retired physicians, nurses, former staff members, longtime residents, former patients whose lives were saved by Monica, and prominent figures from across the city. Archival displays, old photographs, and rare memorabilia lined the entrance of the center, offering attendees a chance to walk down memory lane, tracing the hospital's journey through decades of service and resilience. Lucy took on the role of host, and as always, she infused the proceedings with charisma, humor, and heartfelt emotion. Her narration wove a rich tapestry of General Hospital's most significant milestones, honoring not only the past but also the promise of its future. As she spoke about Monica's tireless efforts, her role as a healer, a mentor, and a maternal presence at GH, the crowd was visibly moved. When the curtain dropped to reveal the plaque reading the Dr. Monica Cardiology Center, thunderous applause erupted, followed by moments of quiet reverence, a collective recognition that a new chapter had begun, built on the foundation laid by a true icon. As the event drew to a close, Lucy returned to the stage, her eyes gleaming with excitement. She announced, to the joy of the entire audience, that the beloved Nurses' Ball, once the crown jewel of Port Charles traditions, would officially return on May 20, 2025. The news sent a wave of elation through the crowd. After a 5-year absence, the idea of seeing the Nurses' Ball revived stirred deep nostalgia and renewed anticipation. Fans across social media celebrated its return, eager for a night of music, dance, glamour, and heartfelt charity that had once brought the community together in unforgettable ways. Yet, what the crowd didn't know, and what Lucy deliberately did not reveal during the anniversary ceremony, was that this highly anticipated event would carry with it a bittersweet farewell. No public announcement was made at the time, and no one suspected that the upcoming Nurses' Ball would turn into a night of final goodbyes. It wasn't until the night of May 20th, under the dazzling lights and fanfare of the Nurses' Ball 2025, that the audience would be hit with a stunning revelation. Amidst the glitz and celebration, Lucy took the stage with a solemn tone not often seen from her. In front of a live audience and millions of viewers at home, she delivered the heart-wrenching news. Nurses' Ball 2025 would also serve as the official farewell for two legendary cast members, Maurice, who had portrayed Sunny for over 3 decades, and Cynthia, who had brought depth and nuance to the character of Nina in recent years. The emotional weight of the moment was undeniable. The festive atmosphere gave way to stunned silence, followed by tears, disbelief, and waves of sadness that rippled through the audience. Longtime fans, blindsided by the announcement, flooded social media with messages of heartbreak, gratitude, and even frustration. Many questioned why the departures weren't revealed earlier, while others demanded answers, mourning what they saw as the end of an era. Some viewers went so far as to say they wouldn't continue watching without Maurice and Cynthia on screen. For them, GH simply wouldn't be the same. Despite the outpouring of mixed emotions, one thing became clear: Nurses' Ball 2025 had etched itself in history not just as a triumphant return, but as a symbolic moment of transformation for General Hospital. Lucy, though visibly emotional, carried out her role with grace and sincerity, honoring the contributions of Maurice and Cynthia with warmth, gratitude, and profound respect. The departures marked a poignant shift for GH, a reminder that time moves on, that even the most iconic roles eventually meet their curtain call. But in true GH fashion, the show promised that every ending would pave the way for a new beginning, with fresh stories, new faces, and unexpected twists on the horizon. General Hospital remains, as always, a reflection of life, full of love, loss, reinvention, and resilience. And while Nurses Ball 2025 closed one chapter in unforgettable fashion, it also opened a door to whatever lies ahead, a future shaped by legacy, driven by passion, and watched over by the loyal hearts of its viewers. The sudden and unexpected departure of Maurice and Cynthia from General Hospital cast a heavy shadow over what was meant to be a night of celebration and nostalgia. What had started as a vibrant return of the beloved Nurses Ball quickly turned into a moment of collective grief for fans who had grown deeply attached to the two iconic actors. As Lucy delivered the emotional farewell during the final act of the event, the audience was stunned into a silence so profound it felt almost sacred. For a brief moment, time seemed to stop inside the grand ballroom of Port Charles, as the reality of their exit began to settle in. Whispers spread quickly among attendees. Audible gasps, murmurs of disbelief, and even the sound of quiet sobs could be heard throughout the room. The carefully curated glamour of the evening was suddenly replaced by an overwhelming atmosphere of sorrow and confusion. Many fans in the crowd, some of whom had traveled long distances to witness the return of the Nurses Ball, were visibly shaken. Some clasped their hands in disbelief, others reached for tissues, and many simply looked at one another with wide, stunned eyes, searching for some kind of reassurance that this wasn't really happening. But the heartbreak wasn't contained within the walls of the venue. Within minutes of the farewell announcement, social media erupted with an outpouring of emotion. Longtime viewers of the soap flooded Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram with reactions that ranged from tearful tributes to heated criticisms. Hashtags like #GoodbyeSunny, #FarewellNina, and #GHWillNeverBeTheSame began trending almost instantly, as fans attempted to process the loss of two characters who had been foundational to the show's modern era. The emotional intensity of the reaction was undeniable. Countless viewers expressed their disappointment and frustration with the network's handling of the situation. Many felt blindsided, lamenting the lack of warning or build-up to such a significant shift in the show's cast. A vocal segment of the fanbase even declared that they would no longer watch General Hospital, or the Nurses Ball itself, without the presence of Maurice and Cynthia. For them, the soul of the show had been irreparably altered. Others took a more critical tone, questioning the motives behind the timing of the announcement. They accused the producers of manipulating audience emotions, using the return of the long-awaited Nurses Ball to soften the blow of two high-profile exits. Some speculated that the decision to revive the event, after a 5-year hiatus, was less about nostalgia or celebration and more about damage control, aimed at masking the show's recent narrative struggles and ratings decline. Tensions escalated further when it was revealed that Jen Sidwell would serve as the exclusive sponsor of the Nurses Ball. The announcement drew sharp criticism, as many fans remained skeptical of Sidwell's growing presence in Port Charles. His controversial business dealings and ambiguous ties to several characters left viewers questioning whether his sponsorship was a genuine act of philanthropy or a calculated power move. Conspiracy theories began circulating online, with some fans suggesting that Sidwell's involvement hinted at behind-the-scenes machinations, possibly even connected to the cast shakeups. What was meant to be a jubilant return of one of GH's most cherished traditions had now become a flashpoint for deeper frustrations. The emotional attachment that viewers held toward Maurice and Cynthia, combined with the murkiness surrounding Sidwell's sponsorship, created a perfect storm of grief, suspicion, and disappointment. For many, the Nurses Ball 2025 would be remembered not for its musical numbers or charitable cause, but for the night they were forced to say goodbye to two actors who had become more than just characters, they were family. And yet, beneath the criticism and controversy, there remained a core of gratitude. Fans shared montages, memories, and heartfelt messages honoring Maurice and Cynthia's years of dedication to the show. Though the wounds of their departure were fresh and raw, there was also an undeniable reverence for everything they had given to General Hospital, their emotional performances, their powerful storylines, and their enduring legacy. The question that lingered in the air, both inside the ballroom and across digital platforms, was simple but haunting: what comes next? Without Sunny and Nina, could Port Charles remain the place fans had known and loved for so long? Or was this the beginning of a new era, one that would have to earn its place in the hearts of viewers all over again? Only time would tell. But one thing was certain: the impact of Maurice and Cynthia's departure would not fade easily, and the aftershocks of that nurses' ball would continue to ripple across Port Charles, and through the lives of fans, for a long time to come. Even amidst the shockwaves caused by the unexpected departure of two of General Hospital's most iconic figures, Nurses' Ball 2025 remains, for many, a momentous event that cannot be overlooked. For devoted fans who have walked alongside the show through decades of love, loss, redemption, and reinvention, this year's Nurses' Ball represents far more than just a glamorous evening of music and fundraising. It is a testament to the enduring spirit of a program that has continually evolved while staying rooted in the emotional authenticity that made it a daytime television institution. For those who hold steadfast to the legacy of General Hospital, the return of the Nurses' Ball, after a 5-year absence, is not just nostalgic, it's profoundly meaningful. It is an embodiment of everything GH stands for: community, resilience, empathy, and the quiet heroism of those who dedicate their lives to caring for others. The event's symbolic weight is greater than ever before, especially given the current turbulence in the show's universe. With the impending exit of Maurice and Cynthia, Nurses' Ball 2025 has taken on a new layer of significance, becoming both a celebration and a eulogy, a farewell wrapped in sequins, stage lights, and heartfelt tributes. At the center of it all is Lucy, whose presence provides an emotional constant in an otherwise uncertain time. Her energy, courage, and flair for the theatrical make her uniquely suited to lead the evening with grace and gravitas. While she had previously announced the ball's return with optimism and showmanship, the responsibility of guiding the audience through such a deeply emotional farewell will fall solely on her shoulders come May 20th. And fans are trusting her, not just to entertain, but to elevate the evening to something unforgettable, something sacred. There is a palpable hope that, through Lucy's leadership, the Nurses' Ball will rise above the sorrow and deliver the kind of night that reminds viewers why they fell in love with General Hospital in the first place. The event promises to be rich with tributes, surprises, and moments that transcend fiction, reaching into the real hearts of those watching. More than just a television special, it will be a cultural touchstone, where the past, present, and future of GH converge on one dramatic, heartfelt stage. All eyes are now turned toward May 20th. It's a date that feels monumental. Whispers about what secrets may finally come to light have fueled online discussion boards and social media threads. Will hidden truths surface? Will new characters rise from the shadows? Will long-standing questions finally be answered in the shadow of farewell? But even beyond the dramatic possibilities, what makes Nurses' Ball 2025 so emotionally charged is the understanding that it will mark the final bow of two beloved performers. Fans are preparing themselves for the inevitable wave of emotion that will come when Maurice and Cynthia receive their final standing ovation, a send-off not just scripted for story, but felt deeply by those who have grown up with their characters. Sunny and Nina are more than roles, they are emotional touchstones for the audience, tied to countless pivotal moments in GH history. The very idea that these two fixtures of Port Charles will soon vanish from the canvas leaves a hollow ache in the hearts of viewers, yet it also ignites a fierce determination to honor them properly. And what better setting to do so than the Nurses' Ball, where legacy is celebrated, where heroes, both fictional and real, are honored, and where the magic of General Hospital has always shined brightest. In this sense, Nurses' Ball 2025 will be far more than a night of glamour. It will be a powerful reckoning, with time, change, and the inescapable march of life, both on screen and off. It will challenge fans to embrace transition, even as they mourn what's being left behind. But it will also serve as a tribute to everything GH has stood for: compassion, connection, community, and continuity, the kind that endures across generations, screens, and storylines. And so, as May 20th approaches, the anticipation grows. The emotions build. The tears may already be forming. But one thing is certain, Nurses' Ball 2025 will not simply be watched. It will be felt. Remembered. Etched into the very fabric of GH history. And when the curtain falls and the stage lights dim, the applause that follows will not just be for a show, or even for a performance, it will be for a legacy. As difficult as it is to accept, not everyone is ready for goodbyes. Farewells are never easy, especially when they involve characters and actors who have, over the years, become woven into the very identity of a community like Port Charles. And yet, for those who have stood by General Hospital through its triumphs, tragedies, reinventions, and quiet moments of grace, there is a deep, unspoken understanding. The Nurses' Ball is not merely a night of bright lights, glamorous costumes, and captivating performances. It is, and always has been, the emotional heart of the show, a symbolic gathering where the spirit of the hospital, the town, and its people unite in one resounding beat. Each season of the Nurses' Ball has brought with it more than just entertainment. It has served as a mirror, reflecting the state of Port Charles, its hopes, its losses, its conflicts, and its celebrations. Over the decades, it has honored those we've lost, elevated those we've overlooked, and offered moments of joy amidst the often relentless drama of daily life. It's where storylines converge, secrets unravel, romances blossom, and heroes are born, sometimes in the spotlight, sometimes in silence. It's where characters dance not just for spectacle, but to heal, to remember, to connect. And for the fans who have followed the show year after year, the Nurses' Ball has always felt like coming home. But this year is different. This year, the curtain rises on a stage forever changed. With the impending departure of two of the show's most treasured actors, Nurses' Ball 2025 feels like the closing of a monumental chapter. It is the gentle end of an era. One that has defined the soul of GH for decades. And yet, even as the show prepares to say goodbye to Sunny and Nina, something new begins to stir beneath the surface. The end of one era does not signify the end of the story. It marks the beginning of another, one not yet told, but quietly being written in the background by new voices, fresh arcs, and characters ready to take the spotlight. Still, the road ahead may not be without turbulence. As the emotional farewell casts a long shadow, uncertainty lingers. Can the show maintain its identity without two of its anchors? Will fans embrace the evolution, or resist the change? And what new conflicts, revelations, and redemptions are waiting just beyond the horizon? The Nurses' Ball 2025 promises to be more than just a nostalgic callback or a tearful goodbye. It is a turning point, a night where the past, present, and future collide beneath the glow of the stage lights. Behind the velvet curtain, something powerful waits. Perhaps transformation, perhaps heartbreak, perhaps rebirth. The only certainty is that this year's Nurses' Ball will carry the weight of everything that has come before, and the promise of everything still to come. So we wait. With hearts heavy but hopeful. With eyes turned to the stage and memories in our hands. The final bow of one chapter draws near, even as the next one, bold, uncertain, and full of possibilities, quietly opens. And when the curtain finally parts on that unforgettable night in May, we'll be watching. Holding our breath. Waiting to see what lies just beyond the velvet veil of Nurses' Ball 2025.